about putting together a portfolio to get into one of the really good art, design, architecture institutions in the world, and Kingston's one of those. So let's take you through this. How to put together an excellent portfolio to get into a really good art, design and architecture course in the UK. And my name is Jake Abrams. I'm Associate Professor, but I'm an admissions tutor. And I review lots and lots of portfolios. And good ones can make a lot of difference. So, just to start, I thought I'd say a few words about Kingston School of Art. It's one of the top UK art, design and architecture universities. And, quite importantly, Kingston is in London. And really, if you want to study the arts, London is just such an amazing place to study these subjects. It's one of the serious cultural capitals of the world. It's very dynamic, it's very diverse, it's a good place to study your subject. And Kingston's in a very special part of London. It's in a very beautiful part of London. It's surrounded by royal parks and palaces. And here we are in the centre of Kingston. Our very, very famous university is just here in the middle. And you can see on this side, there's Hampton Court Palace and its extensive grounds, and there's Bushy Park. And on this side, on the other side, you'll see Richmond Park starting. And so it's in a very green and beautiful part of London, centre of London's towards going upwards from here. And it's a really good international environment. People come to us because they're very ambitious about their subjects, and they are just really good students that are ambitious from around the world. Kingston has this special view of art, design and architecture, that it's very, very hands-on. We've got, I'm showing off here, but amazing facilities, some of the very, very best in Europe. We have great workshops that you can do traditional stuff or very high-tech stuff. And there are always technicians to help you if you don't know how to do something. Every subject can use all facilities, and again that's a big difference about Kingston, where in some places you're only allowed to look at the ceramics because you're a ceramics student. Well, at Kingston, if you're a fashion designer or an architect, you can use that, and that makes it a very explorative, experimental place where some really innovative things can happen. And some of the very best world artists and designers have come through Kingston. That was Fiona Banner's show at the Tate Gallery in London. Sophie Hume, actually the list is really, really long and I won't go through them at the moment. Jasper Morrison, one of the top product and furniture designers in the UK. Sir David Chipperfield, one of the most influential architects. And yeah, if you're interested, this is the university league tables in the UK. So this is the Guardian league tables, which is a very accurate league table. It's seen as, it looks at everything from how satisfied the students are to facilities, to how students progress and where they go on afterwards. And you'll see if we zoom in here, so it's a bit pixelated this, but yeah, Kingston's always at the top, and yeah, it's #1 for this year coming. And yeah, it might be worth you scrolling through and looking at the Guardian League tables and seeing where some of these other places are as well. It goes down to 108, I think, But yeah, Kingston's number one. And number one is quite important, really, because actually it means that we're always at the cutting edge. It's a very, very experimental, innovative place, and the students really relate to the industries that they're going into. So yeah, top university in the UK for design and crafts, top university in London for fashion, top university in London for media and film studies, top university, it goes on. Right, this is why we were actually going to talk today. So, how to put together an excellent portfolio. Really, it's really important that you stand out from the crowd. A lot of portfolios are very similar, and that doesn't say that much about you. You're a creative person and you should express this. Remember, the good courses look at your portfolio first, then your statement, and then your references. So that's very different from some other subject areas where we're looking at your creative portfolio first. And we'd like to see your ideas. So what should you put in? That's the question. Well, you. Of course it's you. We want to know something about you through your work. And I always recommend to people that you start early. Don't think a few days before that I should do it. Start early. Use that creativity. Stand out from the crowd. Do several drafts before the final thing, and also ask advice from your tutors, your friends, your family, but people you trust, not those people that just say, oh, I love it. It's those people that, will say, oh yeah, that's good, but have you thought of putting this in? And yeah, get good advice for your portfolio. In your portfolio, you should think about why you are applying for a particular subject. Express what makes you excited about it. Always have a clear structure. Make sure it's really easy to follow, and make captions for your work. So to start, what do you think? Is this a good portfolio? This is a paper portfolio. People submit portfolios in lots of different ways. If you're an international student, quite often you will submit digitally, but same rules apply. So this is a portfolio that came into my office at Kingston. What do you think? Well, I think it's a mess. It looks scrappy and unloved and uncared for. It's another portfolio that came in. At least this student has put their name on it, but look at a mess. I think you've got to, from the outset, really think about how you come across, how you, even just before someone gets into your portfolio, start designing it, making it look, like you really care. So here's a star with your name on. Here's a me by me sign that could go at the front of your portfolio. Here's just a little label that could be put on with a short message to the people looking at it. So simple. There's the name, there's the star. It's a better start. But don't worry about spending loads of money. Start with one of your best pieces, finish with one of your best pieces. Sounds obvious, but it's really, do it. Start with that really good piece of work that you've got and finish with it too. I think you also should start with an image and a short, notice that word short statement. Here's a really nice graphic designer, and he's got this lovely idea about designer labels that he's are like trophies, really, like medals. But it'd be quite good if, as well as that, he could have put, my name is whoever he was, and I have the ambition to be a creative graphic designer that takes risks and works internationally. It's really short, it's to the point, and I'm already interested. Nice photograph. Now, it would have helped with a caption. It was a lovely thing about how teachers are very important in young lives, but it would have been great to have a short statement. Just one line is fine. Nice image. This is a rubber gun. What is this about? This, and then it says, project about security and insecurity. I made the prototype with rubber and vacuum formed plastic. And it really just helps us understand. It's a hot water bottle that's a gun shape. And this person, just how they presented themselves, it's a witty idea about crossing the road. Actually, this is just Kingston on the road nearby the university. And what he's done at the bottom here, he's called it Joywalking, a one-day project providing a simple solution to prevent jaywalking. And what it also does, it reflects his personality and his interests and his humour. It's a funny thing, and I think it's really good, and he comes across really well. Now, remember this, show finished work, but also research work. Try to show how you develop an idea and how you work through various options. So don't just go for the finished stuff, it's the work on the way. This student had put their developmental work into separate folders, separate little beautiful little books that actually one for each project. It's a nice way of doing it. I like that. Size of the portfolio. Well, remember, it's always about quality, and it doesn't have to be about quantity. It's interesting when we see a lot of work, but actually quality always should prevail. And it could be as few as 3 to 6 projects. And at Kingston, if you're going to do a digital submission, we actually say 20 pages. But on individual pages, there could be, you could actually have several of one thing on. So don't worry, it's only 20. You could put several developmental pieces and then the final piece. Yeah, just choose the best pieces. So what's inside? If it's digital, really think about the size of your portfolio as well. Don't make it too big, your portfolio, because it's going to be seen on screen by someone like me. If it's too big or it'll just clog up my computer and it's difficult to open. You want it to be easy for the admissions tutor to look at. And it could be just a beautifully designed PDF or even a web link, a Flickr, whatever you like. But remember, 20 pages is what we're after. Show those skills that you've got, and those skills are always individual for the individual person. Life drawings, photographs, making, it could be, or for your subject it might be something else. But let's see the whole range of your talents. Show that research process, and that might be in drawings, sketches, photographs, or collections of things that interest you, or other artists working in a similar vein. It'd be interesting to see your references as well, because that will demonstrate your subject knowledge. This was a really nice part of the portfolio where these are tiny little chairs, and this person was applying for product and furniture, but making these tiny little chairs showed us that they were really interested in the subject. They'd really researched about the subject and had skills in making. And I thought it was a lovely portfolio with that in. So again, just to reiterate, projects that show the development process from sketch to finished artwork is a really good way of doing it. Here's an interior design candidate, and there are some layouts of interiors of buildings, some thoughtful use of materials and maquettes, some good plans and some trials. But what I think is it's a really poor slide, this, and I can't read these, and it's badly lit. And this actually was a very good student, I think, but they were selling themselves badly. Photograph stuff well, and it can really make the difference. Here's another portfolio, some lovely paintings and etching, but I think it's scrappy how it's thrown on the wall, and I think this person is good student, but just take a bit more time. These could be scanned in or cropped in Photoshop or something. It would have been very good for this applicant to have done that. Hey, look at that. These are a fantastic alphabet. What an idea, what an amazing idea. But what this also says to me is show coursework, but also self-initiated work. I think that this is really important because self-initiated work shows you are passionate about your subject and are really committed. Sometimes I think you should do it like just a plan for any other project or design brief. So there's your 20 frames. I've just drawn them out simply. And I'm, thinking, well, that piece number 1 should be. I'd then move. So you plan stuff. People making a magazine would do this. They still do today. Is they lay them out on the wall, so they really think of the trajectory of the viewer's eyes. Start and end with your best pieces. I'm just repeating now. Show your subject knowledge. Caption those images. Include personal projects, and I would include a concise personal statement. This is me just opening some folders. Now these are paper folders, but what it says is they are...
It's all nicely sort of put together. It's got these clips on it. Very interesting, diverse work.
I'm not going to loiter on this, but there's loads of wonderful work coming where someone's being really experimental and personal with their work.
Book, beautiful book of photography. Someone's really using their design eye to capture things.
So this was an applicant to illustration animation.
Different layers of the house. This concertina. Another book here.
And the folder kept on delivering. Actually, I made several videos, but I won't bore you with them now. Yeah, there we are, more their prints. What it showed is their real passion for the subject. This is another applicant, again, showing some really interesting stuff. So again, an illustration animation student. And those are students, and these students are from all over. They are united by a real passion for their subject area. These are illustration animation ones, but in each of our groups there'll be people that are having tremendous fun, they're working really hard, and they had really interesting portfolios when they applied to Kingston. So, good luck.
The great thing about Kingston for me is that you're surrounded by hard-working people who you can tell love what they're doing and want to do it.
I feel like I've kind of achieved things now that I never would have even thought of this time last year, which is kind of amazing.
The best thing about Kingston has probably been being able to share ideas and play around with what I can do as a designer.
Because I spend most of my time in the workshop, to have access to all the materials, I just really feel like I can achieve anything and nothing is too ambitious.
I guess the best way to sort of explain like the way I feel about Kingston is just the fact that I'm staying on here. You're not limited to any sort of specific medium or like type of final piece or type of process.
So thank you everyone. So that's me. I'm Jake Abrams, j.abrams@kingston.ac.uk. You could always, if you're worried about your portfolio, send me an email and I'll try and help. Okay, and good luck with your career in the arts. Thank you.